Good morning, everyone. It's Scrap Squad Sunday. Welcome to my channel, and um, today you will see me going rogue on this lovely Halloween page by Nikki Rowland, who is one of my all-time favorite scrappers in the history of scrapping. And she's done this great little spider web here that's kind of double layered. It's a cut file she cut in a gray and also in what looks like kind of an orchid purple color. And she's got it offset so you see that shadowing. And she's distressed and stitched and just brought in this buffalo plaid, which is so striking on a Halloween layout. It's perfect and yet unexpected. And she's got this center cluster. The strip of buffalo plaid is kind of up high. She's got the cluster centered kind of on the page down a little bit below that. And then the tendrils of embellishments that are tucked into the spider web kind of extend down to the title cluster, which is at the bottom of the page. So I'm going to try to follow most, if not all, of the design concepts, but I'm not doing a Halloween page, and I'm not using black and white, and I'm not using buffalo plaid. So we'll see how it goes from there. What I'm going to do is I've been dying to scrap this page since I rediscovered it. I honestly don't remember seeing it before, but it's Katie acting silly using a pool noodle as a mustache. And what strikes me is, and this is a completely unfiltered photo, there's the blue lining, tile lining around the pool, the blue water of the pool, the blue suit, the blue noodle, but what really stands out are her little blue eyes. I mean, she's just, and what made me go look for this, for pictures of her, period, and she's got her Hello Kitty swimsuit, was that last night she wore contacts instead of her glasses, and we all went out for gyros at a place nearby, and she was just so cute, and her blue eyes just kind of struck me. So I thought, I'm going to go look for a blue eye picture of Katie. And this one, I found, and I just absolutely love it. So in the original, Nikki's photo is cut in a circle, and I just did a layout yesterday, I think, where I cut it in a circle. But I have this cut file. It's not a spider web. I'm going to cut the outside part of it, and I'm going to cut the inside part of it, and let that inside part kind of frame the photo. So we'll kind of see how that works. I'm going to start snipping now. I started to do this ahead of time because it really would have saved time on the video, but I kind of wanted to show how I'm doing this. I'm intending to use the parts that are left on different projects. But on this, I thought this part that's left is about 7 inches across. I think my photo is 4 by 5. I have to be really careful about where I cut, because just now I started to cut a piece that shouldn't have been cut. But I can do a lot with this outer piece on a page. I can kind of let it be a frame and kind of fill it up. And then the little centerpiece can be an embellishment or the base of an embellishment cluster that maybe, you know, uses flare or something. So I've almost got this cut out. I debated with myself about whether to cut out all the way to those scallopy things because I kind of like those. But I thought that it might be too big and it might kind of overtake what else I'm doing on the page. Okay, so right now I'm going to go through and cut these little guys. And I know that may leave a little bit of, you know, some little bits there. I may distress that. Okay, so see how cute that is? And then this will be great, I think, on a page. And I can do, where those cut ends are, I can do floral clusters, or, you know, I can put the photo over a couple of them and kind of do the others, do embellishments around the others. So that I'm looking forward to using that. So I've got, I picked a white background sheet, and then I have this Vicki Boutin color study paper. As soon as I saw the blues in there, I knew I was going to use this paper. So I'm going to rough up the edges and kind of bend them a bit, because I really like that distressed look on Nikki's original. And even though I'm not doing a Halloween page, there's no reason that I can't use distressing. The paper itself kind of looks like it's had some distressing done, or some, you know, I love especially these color variations, and so I made sure when I trimmed it down in size that I kept that there. And from a different collection, I've got this kind of watery paper. I'm going to go ahead and bend this and tear it in a few places and kind of and I think I'm going to put some foam on the back to stand it up from the white paper a bit, so that when I do my fake stitching, it looks like there was something, you know, on Nikki's, it kind of looks as though she's stitched a quilt piece down, a large quilt piece. And I really like that, that look. It gives some dimension and some texture, and you know I love that. Okay, so I very intentionally put this corner up here because there's nothing going in that corner, and I really want that to show. Okay, here's some more embellishing. I cut 3/4 of an inch off two sides of this to leave 3/8 a 3/8 inch border around the outside. I thought that would be better than a 1/4 of an inch. And let's see, what else was I going to say? Okay, there isn't going to be any dimension between this. I'm not going to put any foam there because I intend to do some fake stitching all around, or some doodling, let me put it that way. If it looks like stitching, great. If it looks like just a doodled frame, that's okay too. I've got my white pen out, ready to go. So this is from the Let's Wander collection by Vicki Boutin. And I'm going to fold it into, it's a completely different color blue, except some of the blues are the same. There's this dark blue, which is kind of repeated in there, but it's got, of course, the wavy, watery look, and that's kind of what I'm liking about it. And it's enough of a contrast. It's still blue. It's still reinforcing that whole blue thing I have going on. And yet it's different enough to contrast. Okay, so let me put that there, and that kind of gets torn back. It looks like I haven't put it far enough over to the right, so I could probably fold it and make it work, but I don't really want to. Okay, so we'll do that. Now, bright contrast in this guy, oh, look how cute that is. I like that you can still see the noodle. That's why I didn't really want to cut the photo. You can still see the noodle, and I can still embellish around the noodle, under and over top of the cut file, and you get the effect of the entire photo, but you still get the look that's rounded. So I'm very happy with, and I had no idea how that was going to look. I left myself open to the possibility that I would go, that I wouldn't like it, and I would stop the video and go to the die cutter and cut the file, cut the photo into a circle. But that's not going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to put this about halfway so that the pool line is about even with where this water is. I'm going to do that. That's not leaving me much room for my little bottom cluster, and that's okay. I have a few scraps here that I thought I might use to anchor that cluster, so I'll worry about those later. I really like this little pair of sunglasses with the blue spots in the middle of them, so I may fussy cut those out as an embellishment. But I have other embellishments, possibilities I have are, I thought for the title I'd use Be Colorful. And this is a sticker sheet from Color Study, and I think it's the full sticker sheet, so I've got a lot of choices there. This one has these little pink dots. I'm going to use, it's kind of beginning to look now like a monochrome blue page, and I have pulled out all of the blue flowers from my Sun-Kissed Floral Ephemera, and I've left the yellow, orange, and pink in the package, and I have a little blue turtle, but I have these two acrylic hearts from Redefined Creative, and I thought I'd pick those as my accent colors, kind of yellow and that hot pink. So I have some Sun-Kissed by Simple Stories chipboard, and there's this cute little blue bathing suit that I thought I might use kind of in and around the flowers. And so those are that's kind of how I'm planning to embellish. So I've got that up on foam. Let me go ahead and glue that on. I kind of hate to glue on top of my photograph. Oh, I was gonna maybe distress the inside, because I thought when I cut those little pieces out that I might have left little ridges there, but I didn't, so I'm not going to cut anything there. So let me center this properly. Okay, I think I've got it. And the thing about this is that with all of the embellishments, it's likely that you won't notice. Here's where I want to pull the original. You won't notice whether it's centered. The centering of it becomes less important. So I can see that what she has is like there are even some scallopy things, maybe some pattern paper stuff there. She's got some thread clusters, and the flowers don't go all the way around, and some of them are over and some of them are under. So I kind of like the fact that they're under over on this side, and they're over on this side, and then they go under as they reach down here. Well, as you know, the sizes that I've used here have this cluster down here being a lot closer to that. So I really don't have to have that much of a change. This possibly should have been 2/3 and 1/3. In fact, let's do that. Let's do that. There's nothing that says I can't do that. Let's do 2/3 and 1/3. Okay. That's the thing about adhesive on the foam. It kind of pulls up nicely. Okay. Well, that problem is somewhat solved. So now I'm just going to pull these monochromatic elements over. I might want to use the turtle down here. So I'm going to pull the turtle out of the mix, and I'm just going to kind of do some florals, like I said, on either side. I'm not going to do any on top of, I'm not going to hide the full pool noodle, but this kind of weedy looking grassy stuff there, this was before we'd actually landscaped. This was probably around her birthday in April of 2009. And that was when the pool was finished and ready for swimming, but the landscaping had not been done. And the reason the landscaping had not been done was because, like, right after I ordered all of the plants to do the landscaping, I broke my ankle at the recycling center. Let's see, I want to do a leaf cluster maybe coming out from underneath there by the... Anyway, I stepped on I had a big old box of one particular type of recycling heading to the big bin that held that, and I ended up stepping on a corn cob. I have no idea what a corn cob was doing at a recycling center, but I stepped on a corn cob and rolled and turned over and bounced and ended up, I would have guessed that my back might have been broken, but instead it was my ankle. And so I was determined to do all of the landscaping myself, and So I had to wait until I got out of the cast, and it was not a... Okay, so we can see the noodle kind of through there, so that's working out okay. I'm gonna go down here and do this flower. I'll anchor this cluster down here. And I'm going to work in some of these other icons as we go along. So anyway, I had, when the plants came in, I had a little area set up on the front porch that where I kind of kept them. I had them in the right light conditions for the plant, and I was able to hobble around and at least take care of them to keep them alive and viable until I could get them in the ground. And it was a crazy time. We had one of our first things that we wanted to do when we retired was take each grandkid, the older grandkids. Ava was only a couple months old, but the older kids, we wanted to take them on, a trip of their dreams. Now mind you, in 2009, Katie was 7, and so the trip of her dreams was New York City. And okay, so I want to maybe come up to, I'm going to let that be. I kind of wanted to cover that, but I may do that with something. Well, I'm gonna use this flower because I have the stuff on it, and then I can use a fun icon. Let's find us a fun icon to go there. Maybe this little swimsuit, and it could go there, and the flower could maybe go like this. Okay, let's do that. And because it's chipboard, I'm going to use glue. Kind of angle it that way. And then the flower can go, maybe I'll do a different kind of floral there. Maybe something like this. I like that better. Anyway, we had a Barrett's trip. The girls' trips were scheduled for July. Barrett's trip was to spring training, the Astros spring training in Kissimmee, Florida. And I had tickets to, I bought tickets to a spring training game, and there was just no way that I was going to be able to. We had taken his dad to spring training games in Kissimmee for years, and there was no way I was going to be able to manage that. Let's see. I just don't want to cover that up, so I'm going to move that back around, and I'm going to give it a little more dimension by putting another layer of foam behind it. And then I may do some of those accents kind of around in here to cover that area. Okay, so I've got more flowers that I can use right in here. Do I want that one, or this one could go here? And I'm going to put another layer of foam on it so it grabs and pushes up on the other. Okay, and then I've got this, which could actually kind of start arching down this way. Oops, I've turned over my glue. And one doesn't want to turn over one's glue. So what we did was, the other thing we were going to do is when we took him to Kissimmee, which is very near Orlando, he wanted to go on the Spider-Man ride at Universal Studios. So he was a huge Spider-Man fanatic at the time, and he was, let's see, in 2009 he was 4, almost 5, gonna be 5, and he was a little bit scared about going down the slide that we had in our backyard pool, and he had always said when he was 5 he would try it. So his dad, since we had tickets to the game, his dad went ahead and took him to the game, but we changed our visit to Universal Studios to later when I was more better able to get around. Okay, so I like how that is kind of arching towards what's going to be a cluster right here. Let's see if we want a flower in that cluster. Let's see what we're going to do. I'm going to tear this and tear that and kind of layer those together. And I think I'm going to cut a cross piece of this and distress it. I really like the monochrome look, but I think I'm going to like it even better when I add some accents to it. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to layer these pretty closely. Let me make sure that that's in view. I guess I have it a little bit over too far to the right. Every time I set this up, the relationship of this mat to this tripod setup is different because I have to move it all around to serve dinner and, you know, things like that. Actually live life and pay bills, which is, it's that time of the month. And so I've moved this all around. I had it set perfectly yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to kind of set these up on bits of foam, and I'll see if I want to use any flowers down there, or if I leave the flowers to the Okay, so this can go, I'm going to put the torn edges there and put the other edges kind of right up on there. I'm going to kind of curl it over, do one on here, and again, kind of have this torn edge that way. Do that. And then maybe stick that at the very back, flat with the, and I want this part to show. That's my favorite part of that paper. So that's kind of cool. Let's do this really small teal flower down here, and I can do a couple of leaves. And where did my turtle go? I've kind of lost my turtle here. One doesn't really want to lose one's turtle when it's one of my favorite parts of the layout. And boy, this is embarrassing. So, no turtle. We'll do without the turtle. We will go with this flower, which needs 2 layers of foam. That's just crazy. I covered it up with something, and then I moved the something. There it is. Okay. It's too big for down here, isn't it? Or is it? In any case, I can't use it with, would it maybe be better, like right here, kind of with that flower, and then I have maybe something else out over here. I like that. So we will do the flower down here, but I have now used my extra layer of foam tape on the turtle. And I'll curl his head and front feet up so that it looks like he's kind of, and maybe I'll do I want another flower down here? Maybe right there? No, I do not. So I'll find something else. Is there anything here? There's this cute, here's where we start bringing in an accent color. I could do that kind of right there. Okay, I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to quickly, I'm going to use a little bit of the dry adhesive for now in case I don't like this, because we know since it's chipboard it'll be easy to get out. So let me go back and finish this little bottom cluster down here where I'm going to put this flower, and let me do a this little bud spray here, and I think I'll do leaves over this way and this kind of coming out that way. So let's pull a couple of similar colored leaves and put a little bit of foam on each one. wrong side. I have done that so many times. I'm sure some of you have noticed it and screamed at the video. I've had many people tell me that they screamed at the video and what they were screaming about. It's like I scrap like a bull in a china closet, my mother would say, I think. Here's, which is kind of one of the fun things about it is that I can kind of just go with my instincts. I kind of want to work this so it looks like it's somewhat behind the flower, kind of peeking out. Okay, and then maybe another little pink accent up here, and maybe that's where we put the pink acrylic heart, kind of right there, right in here, I think. I'd like the background to be on the white. It doesn't show up quite as well there. This this design really, or this lift really kind of stumped me, and I think I wasn't alone. And what always stumps me about Nikki's layouts is that they're just perfect, and you just kind of want to do them justice. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of slide this in under there. So I have the two hearts on there. I kind of wanted to do these little pink flip-flops somewhere. Maybe here. Yeah, that is glued on, but it's very movable. This will kind of help with that, I think. And then there are lots of little chipboard hearts, but I think I'm going to use the Vicki Boutin hearts. I like the little sunscreen bottle. So I'm going to put it up there with the swimsuit. Maybe kind of have it sticking through the cut file. I want the cut file to show, let's see, maybe like that. But I also kind of want to use it as I have it as a background. Okay, so let's start pulling accent colored hearts. Now these stand out better there. I'm gonna put that one right there. Here's a teal one that I can put maybe also right there, because I've got that teal flower. I just love how the Color Study and Sunkissed by Cocoa Vanilla, which is where the flowers came from, and Sunkissed by Simple Stories all worked so well together. This can kind of go right there. I've got some little dots, so I'm using all three on this layout, and I think that's it. I don't think I'm using any other collections. Well, I'm using the Let's Wander. Oops, I've misshapen this one. It will come back, but for right now, I don't want to use it. I'll throw this pink one in, and let me do one down here, one right there, and let's see what else I have. This one is not exactly one of the colors, but it's gonna work. Okay, now I'm going to pull some flare from the blues collection, the blue mix, maybe something right there, and the pink mix, which has that accent color there. And I think I like this green mix one because it picks up on both colors of green that are in those leaves. So these are all October releases, blue mix, pink mix, and green mix. I love the monochrome mixes, and I think, I know I say this every month about every flare collection, but I think if there were no flares at all, other than those monochrome mixes, I'd probably be happy. I could scrap with them. Okay, so that's good. That gives the turtles something to be, you know, turtles like to sun themselves on rocks. So that flare is going to be that turtle's rock. So I'm going to put the green one down here, and then I'll do the pink one maybe kind of up in there. I think that'll work. And the pink and the green have the same design on them, the kind of waviness. And I'm using these, I'm not using flare thread beds today for these. I'm kind of letting these flare stand in for the thread beds that are in Nikki's design. And I still have they're far enough apart that I don't think you notice that. And this blue is just perfect right here with the turtle. And I like that the turtle is climbing over the pool floaty there. So now let's see if our title fits. I'm gonna pull it out. Okay, so the B is joined in with the colorful, so I can't actually change the placement of that. I can kind of squeeze it in. That covers up this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these guys off and put them down here, and I'll take this off. Not easily, but I can grab some tweezers and get this up and kind of maybe put it down here. And then I can have part of it be under the cut file and part over the cut file. So I like it that way. Now I'm going to do the final part, which is the doodling around the edges, and then I'm done. I'm going to start up here and just kind of go back on myself because this is a brand new pen I've just opened, and I'm kind of going across here too. I'm gonna scratch across. Normally I don't have trouble with these. I thought this was a brand new pen, but it may actually be one of my older ones. So let me get a different one. And that one doesn't have the little thing on it, so we'll see how it works. Let me it's not going to be any better. And this is embarrassing because I'm a huge proponent of these pens, but I wanted a kind of scratchy look anyway. This is kind of scratchy looking, and so a pen that's not, okay, this one's all smoothly writing now, but I'm still scratching as if it weren't writing well. So let me go back over some of this. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm going to let the stitching kind of come across these layers. Not that it's really looking like stitching. I'm going to go back to calling it doodling. Okay, it does look like it's kind of anchored the rest of the page there. So I'm happy with that. I love the little blue bathing suit, and I just love that photo. And I love that you can see the whole arch of the pool noodle. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Sunday. Let me bring this up for a close-up. There we go. So the supplies, again, Vicki Boutin's Color Study, and then this piece from Let's Wander. And the florals are all from Sunkissed by Coco Vanilla. And the chipboard pieces are from Sunkissed by Simple Stories. This title is from Color Study. This is Color Study. The acrylic hearts, wonky hearts, are from the Redefined Creative store. And I can't remember if I got those in a kit or if I actually ordered them, but I'm pretty sure they're in the store. So, and the flares, of course, are from Dottie About Flair from the October release. The blue set, the blue mix, the yellow mix, and the pink, or the green mix and the pink mix. So, thank you for watching. Bye.